95% of our lives are run and created by our subconscious mind programming. Imagine if your subconscious mind is running many negative, disempowering, and self-sabotaging programs. How will that 95% of your life turn out to be? Would you like help to change your subconscious programming into something that works for you and set it to attract and create everything you desire? Join Tamra Oviatt in her show Metaprogramming and the Human Biocomputer here on Om Times, where she will connect to the source energy and change your subconscious programming by deleting your negative belief systems. Tamra is the founder of Sacred Activations, a subconscious metaprogramming modality that rewires your brain and shifts hundreds of your belief systems so you can break away from lack, pain, and suffering and take control of what you want to create in your life. Tamra has helped hundreds of thousands of people worldwide, and she is here to help you too. It's not about fighting what you don't want. It's about creating what you do want. And the only way to do that is to change and upgrade your subconscious programming. Let Tamra help you create magic in your world. Tune in every week at Metaprogramming and the Human Biocomputer.
So, good morning to everyone. I'm very happy to host Om Times today again. I'm Teresa Garcia. I'm one of Tamra's master teacher and master practitioners. I'm based in Manila, Philippines. Before I keep on babbling, I'd like to thank Tamra for giving me this opportunity once again to host the show. This is actually my third time to host the show. My first was exactly a year ago when I did the show with a fellow teacher as well, Amanda Erskine. And we facilitated a session for clearing holiday blues. So you could actually check that out since the holidays are fast approaching. And then the second time that I hosted was back in May of this year. And I facilitated clearing for grief and loss. So you could actually check all of those on YouTube, on Tamra's channel. I'm based in Manila, Philippines. It's actually 1 a.m. here in Manila. I'm based in Manila and my website is heartmindsoulhealing.com. And you can also get in touch with me through my Facebook pages, Sacred Activations Philippines and The Soul Reader. And of course, anything to do with Sacred Activations, please check out tamraoviatt.com for the schedule of classes, practitioners training, webinars. So everything about Sacred Activations. Yes, it's on the chat, https tamraoviatt.com. I also teach, by the way, I also teach Sacred Activations classes and facilitate monthly group healing sessions. So the topic for today is being yourself and then being myself and how I healed from eating disorders. But before I proceed, may I just ask each one of you to take nice, deep, easy breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Another deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just calling back all parts and pieces of you. Just calling back your focus and awareness, back to your core, back to your center. And you may also intend to drop down into your beautiful hearts. Be mindful of your bodies. Be mindful of the space that you occupy and also your feet so that you could also remain grounded for the duration of this session. Or for the meditators in here right now, you could also visualize that you're a huge tree growing roots wide and hollow, deep, deep down into Mother Earth, anchoring those roots into the very core of Mother Earth. and asking earth energy to fully ground you, and fully ground your bodies as well. I'd also like to ask each one to create a powerful intention that you open up your heart, your mind, to everything that will be for your highest and best, for your highest good. And I'm also setting the intention that this session, this time with all of you, brings value to your lives, or adds value to your lives. And I also pray that this recording, for those watching in the future, it will reach people who will benefit most from this session. And sharing this beautiful affirmation with everyone. Today, I let go of all that does not serve me and choose to heal my heart, my mind, my body, and soul with self-love, compassion, and kindness. And just let that sink in for a while. Breathing that into your heart. And so it is. So the reason why so I'd like to thank all of you for being with me. Thank you to everyone. Let me just check chat. Okay, all right. So thank you to everyone for joining me today. So again, the title for today's show is Being Yourself and How I Healed from Eating Disorders. Why the title? Because for most of the time, when I had the eating disorder, and the eating disorder was bulimia nervosa. So I struggled with bulimia nervosa for 20 plus years, 20, 21 years, until I got into energy healing, and specifically until I discovered sacred activations and ran the activations. I actually became practitioner because of that. And that's when I was able to release the eating disorder, because it's actually an addiction. An addiction to self hate and self-loathing. So being yourself also, because during most of the time I was not being myself, because it's the personality of the eating disorder that somehow took over my personality. So for those, I chose to talk a little bit, actually not a little bit, but I chose to get an excerpt from the American Psychiatric Association about eating disorders. So I'm just going to read these. So what are eating disorders? So eating disorders are behavioral conditions characterized by severe and persistent disturbance in eating behaviors and associated distressing thoughts and emotions. They can be serious conditions affecting physical, psychological, and social function. Types of eating disorders include anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, binge eating disorder, avoidant restrictive food intake disorders, other specified feeding and eating disorders. Taken together, eating disorders affect up to 5% of the population. Most often develop in adolescents and young adults. Several, especially anorexia and bulimia, are more common in women, but they can all occur at any age affect any gender. So eating disorders are often associated with preoccupations with food, weight or shape, or with anxiety about eating or the consequences of eating certain foods. Behaviors associated with eating disorders including restrictive eating or avoidance of certain foods, binge eating, purging by vomiting or laxative misuse, or compulsive exercise. These behaviors can become driven in ways that appear similar to an addiction. So one of the sacred activation that I kept on running was addiction redirection. And I'm going to also run that for the second part. So eating disorders affect several million people at any given time, most often women between the ages of 12 and 35. So mine started at 19. But then looking back, I've as a child, I was struggling with being thin or being slim because in my family, not a lot were on the heavy side. So I was on the plump side or fat side. So um, they'd call me cute, but then somehow I knew it's like they wished I was slimmer or thinner. And then in school, I'd always be made fun of. They'd always call me Miss Piggy or even make pig sounds. And I remember I'd always get into trouble in school. I'd always end up in the principal's office because I'd fight with my classmates. And I was branded war freak or troublesome kid, uh, rebel, etc., etc. And some of my teachers really hated me for for always getting into trouble. Uh, Even if they knew that the reason why I get into trouble is because I get really irritated with my classmates, with being made fun of. Uh, Let me just check the chats. Thank you. Thank you for, I'm sorry we had to go through that. Yeah. But you see, when I talk about it, um, I'm so detached. I'm so detached because I worked extensively on myself regarding that. Before, I'd I'd be very emotional, be very emotional. Um, okay, and then so mine my the bulimia started around 19 uh because I was okay when I was in high school, but when I went to university, there was a lot of stress. I had to keep up with my brother uh, because he was a consistent honor student. So I had to somehow mimic him. So I somehow turned to food um, as my friend, and it's like my comfort food or eating was my comfort. So I gained weight like 30, 40 pounds in a year. And so the bullying from when I was growing up came up again, uh, this time in college. So a lot of my classmates, male classmates, would make fun of my weight. Um, and again, they'd call me Miss Piggy, etc., etc., etc. And I was also very frustrated that there were a lot of slim classmates, pretty classmates, because the standard of beauty, um, I don't know if it's worldwide, but here in the Philippines, if you're slim, you're attractive. So that's the standard of beauty. It's like driven by mass media. So if you're not slim or thin, it's like there's something wrong with you, or it's like you're just a wallflower and you don't have much friends, etc., etc. So that was how my life was in college. So I think one summer, that was in third year college, I vowed to myself that, okay, this time I will lose the weight. And I lost weight. I lost, I think, 20 pounds or 30 pounds, that drastic. So in 1-2 months, I lost to 30 pounds. So it was quite drastic. And so I had a hard time maintaining the weight. And one day I kept on eating. I kept on eating again. I overate and I was sick to my stomach. And then I somehow had the urge to purge and vomit, force myself to vomit. And that was an aha moment for me. And I told myself, okay, so I can eat and then not absorb all the fat and all the calories. So that actually started. The cycle. Um, so that was, well, that was the start of quote unquote hell. It's like living in hell because it was extremely, extremely, extremely uh, difficult. It's like you don't want to, you it's like you don't want to feed yourself or nourish your body. So it's a good thing that I actually survived. Um, okay, so going going back to what I was reading, so the eating disorder is bulimia. So individuals with bulimia nervosa typically alternate dieting or eating only low calorie, safe foods with binge eating and unforbidden high calorie foods. So binge eating is defined as eating a large amount of food in a short period of time associated with a sense of loss of control over what or how much one is eating. Binge behavior is usually secretive and associated with feelings of shame or embarrassment. Binges may be very large, and food is often consumed rapidly beyond fullness to the point of nausea and discomfort. Binges occur at least weekly and are typically followed by what are called compensatory behaviors to prevent weight gain. These can include fasting, vomiting, laxative misuse, even diuretics or compulsive exercise. As in anorexia, persons with bulimia are exclusively preoccupied with thoughts of food, weight, or shape, which negatively affect and disproportionately impact their self-worth. So, and I remember when I was a child, my caregivers were so into beauty pageants and then they'd dress me up like Miss Philippines, and then they'd make me walk like a beauty queen. So perhaps I aspired to look like a beauty queen. So it somehow perhaps puts some more stress in staying and looking really thin, like thinness or slimness. So that was somehow implanted in that child. So individuals with bulimia nervosa can be slightly underweight, normal weight, overweight, or even obese. Family members or friends may not know that the person has bulimia nervosa because they do not appear underweight and because their behaviors are hidden and may go unnoticed by those close to them. Possible signs that someone may have bulimia nervosa include frequent trips to the bathroom right after meals, large amounts of food disappearing, and unexplained wrappers and food containers, chronic sore throat because of you're forcing yourself to vomit, swelling of the salivary glands in the cheeks because of the vomiting, dental decay resulting from erosion of tooth enamel by stomach acids, heartburn or gastroesophageal reflux, laxative or diet pill misuse. I was so heavy on laxatives. It was crazy. Then recurrent unexplained diarrhea from the laxatives. Then misuse of diuretics. I was also very heavy on diuretics. And it's very bad for the body because you will lose a lot of electrolytes. And then feeling dizzy or fainting from excessive purging behaviors resulting in dehydration. So practically, those were my symptoms. The reason why I had to talk about this is because I was able to keep the eating disorder from my family. Little did they know that I was suffering from an eating disorder. They had some inkling, but it's like my mom would even it's like she didn't take it seriously. She thought that because she's vomiting again because she overate. So little did they know that I was suffering inside. I was being eaten up by the eating disorder, and it was slowly killing me. So it went on, and the career that I chose um, somehow supported the eating disorder. I don't know if that's that's a correct way to say it, but then it's the eating disorder got magnified. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. The eating disorder got magnified because I was into TV commercial modeling. I was a lounge singer, and I briefly became an actress. So everything is like everyone's everyone's standards. It's like it's the media standard that I had to follow. So it puts more pressure, and put more pressure. And by I think 2012, I was so fed up. Um, During that time, it was perhaps dark night of the soul. I was contemplating to leave, um, perhaps end in my life. And I'm just so grateful that I think one day it's like I somehow perhaps my higher self or my guardian angel, it's like whispered to me, heal yourself, something like that. So somehow I had to find a way to help myself. And it's like I was supported by that voice that I could really get out from the addiction, because it was just like I was imprisoned by the eating disorder. And so by 2012, I think I got into energy healing. And 2013, I discovered Tamra. I discovered sacred activations. Although I was already a practitioner of another healing modality. But I discovered Tamra 2012. That was, I think, December 2012. And then I became a follower until I became practitioner mid of 2013. And I noticed, but I noticed that when I ran the activations, some of the activations that I'll be running in a while, um, the triggers, it was becoming less and less. The self-loathing became less and less. And so that's why I'm very grateful to Sacred Activations for helping me release the addiction. So I will be running 12 activations. Ultimate release of anger, fear, and guilt, a child's guilt and shame deactivation, addictions redirection, post-traumatic stress disorder release, family constellations, inner child reconnection, clearing the war within, inner conflict and belief systems and traumas of war, take your keys back, self-love, self-forgiveness, and then brain and balance. Because these are some of the activations that help me clear the eating disorder and make peace with myself and have peace in my life. So we'll just be taking a very quick break. We'll be coming back for our activations.
Om Times TV. Do you want to go deeper into sacred activations, which is a subconscious metaprogramming process? Tamra Oviatt is inviting you to visit her website at tamraoviatt.com to sign up and get lifetime access to 3 free activations that you can listen to anytime you want or as often as you need. If you like what Tamra does and like to incorporate sacred activations into your life, she also offers live webinars, masterclasses, and practitioners training to further support your healing, manifestations, and expansion. There are hundreds of activations on her website that address different aspects of your life: money, health, relationships, intuitive abilities, and more. Head over to her website at tamraoviatt.com and experience the magic of sacred activations. Thank you for listening. Imagine becoming a super influencer. Reinvent yourself, invest in your brand, and then manifest your success with a robust spheric approach. Om Times Media and Broadcasting offers a unique and multifaceted way to become the spiritual and conscious influencer you deserve to be by putting your message across our powerful platform with its proven record of integrity and excellence. Through our produced shows, Om Times offers the opportunity to become a social media TV personality, a radio show host, an Om Times magazine columnist, and a syndicated podcaster, all in one shot. By live streaming your show on Om Times TV and broadcasting it across the extensive Om Times radio and TV networks, you become more than a host. You become an ambassador and a force for positive change. Om Times. Open yourself to the possibilities.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
So welcome back, and thank you to everyone for sticking around. So I told everyone that I was going to run 12 activations before I keep on babbling again. Okay, so glad that you are on the planet today with us. You're lovely. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a good thing I decided to just stay. Okay, so and I'll stay for long, for as long as I'm needed. Okay, so the activations that I will be running are ultimate release of anger, fear, and guilt, and then a child's guilt and shame, the activation, So sorry for the noise. My cat is okay. Um, and then clearing self-persecution and punishment of self, addictions redirection, post-traumatic stress disorder release, family constellations, inner child reconnection, clearing the war within, inner conflict and belief systems and traumas of war, take your keys back, self-love, self-forgiveness, brain and balance. Okay, so I hope everyone is comfortable where you're seated. So again, take nice, deep, easy breaths in with the nose and out through the mouth. Again, take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Releasing any worries, any preoccupations, any tightness, any pain, anything that's bothering your mind. Then taking another deep breath in through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth all the worries, any concerns from yesterday, from last month, from last year. And just asking that all parts and pieces of you, your focus and awareness, ask that all of those be recalled back into your center. And if you could also drop down into your big, beautiful hearts. Just continue taking nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, so that you're also in the present moment. So you could also visualize yourself as a huge tree growing roots wide and hollow. And those roots are going deep, deep, deep down into Mother Earth, anchoring those roots into the heart chakra of Mother Earth, so that you're fully grounded. And if you could ask Earth energies to ground you some more. So just connecting into the eye of God. Know that the sacred energies are of the highest levels of love and light from God. So know that these activations are sacred and divine. So I just need to run the protection protocol, starting with pillar of light activation. So anchoring a pillar of light into each one of us. And that pillar of light is also going to clear up anything that's detrimental or non-beneficial from your field. And running river of river of life, river of souls, sorry, river of souls, most especially for the empaths, so that we could further clear anything that we've taken from the collective or from others that's not supposed to be there in your fields. Christ consciousness activation to connect us into the fifth dimensional system of 5D love, 5 5D unconditional love. Then finally, universal life grid activation. Okay, so let's start with the activations for releasing eating disorders, or even if you don't have any eating disorders, or even if you're perfectly fine, if you'd like to release weight, I'm sure this will assist each one in releasing or even maintaining weight, and also clear a lot of heavy baggages and emotions. So let's start with ultimate release of anger, fear, and guilt. So running that activation on each one. So know that the activations are going to run on the live, and also it goes beyond time and space. So the activations are as effective as when it's run live or when you watch it on the replays. Releasing all anger emotions, anger genetics, tribal beliefs, collective consciousness, etc. And then plugging you into unconditional love. And then running a child's guilt and shame, the activation. Clearing all deep-rooted guilt and shame hidden in the subconscious. So let all of those emotions, thoughts, feelings, beliefs, let all of those rise up to the surface to be cleared. Time to let go of anything that's no longer serving your highest good. Anything that's weighing you down. Anything that's holding you back from having more peace and having more happiness and joy, having more abundance in your life. And then replacing all of those with love and acceptance of self. And then proceeding with release of self-hatred, and then clearing self-persecution and punishment of self. Asking that activation to run on each one. Thank you. This activation is also releasing a lot of overwhelm. So know that all of the activations that I'll be running are going to be running for quite a while, for the next several days or even months. So we go now to addictions redirection. So running addictions redirection on each one. So addictions redirection resets your brain chemistry to reduce your addictive tendencies until you can completely get rid of them without fighting too hard. At a deeper level, it heals the very pain that you try to soothe away with the addiction. Then it redirects you to forgive yourself and nurture yourself naturally. So addiction redirection can also not only covers a food addiction, it also covers even addiction to drama, addiction to toxicity, workaholism, so any addiction. So if you have that pattern of addiction, and it's also going to clear the genetics. Quite powerful addiction. One of the quite powerful activation. Sorry. Quite powerful addiction. Quite powerful activation. Sorry. It's like when I'm running the activations, I have some difficulty with words. Yeah. I'm in the ethers. So just think of whatever it is that you need to clear. Addiction to pain, suffering, struggle, sacrifice. Addiction to chocolates. And then running post-traumatic stress disorder release. Activation. So it clears the emotional illness and anxiety disorder, which usually develops as a result of extreme fright or a life-threatening event. But actually, it doesn't actually have to be life-threatening. Anything that the mind perceives as a threat and is imprinted on the brain constitutes PTSD. And then running family constellations activation. So this activation clears all the anger, resentment, judgment, guilt, and hatred towards your family members. And helps you to more easily forgive them for hurtful words and actions and allow you to give and receive familial love. And running inner child reconnection activation. So it allows you to reclaim pieces of yourself lost, clears out all traumas that caused parts of you to be left behind, enabling you to reclaim your power. So with bulimia nervosa or any type of eating disorder, it's like you starved your inner child. And then clearing the war within, inner conflict, and belief systems and traumas of war. Activation. So I somehow merged the war within and disconnect from war consciousness. and reinstating peace and calm. Then running self-love activation. If we truly love ourselves, then we can truly love others. Self-forgiveness activation. So with self-forgiveness activation, just connect to your heart and allow um, the unforgiveness or lack of forgiveness to be released. And along with self-forgiveness, let's also run forgiveness, compassion, gratitude activation. So also running take your keys back so that you could take your power back from where you gave it up. And for those with struggling with weight or with an eating disorder, taking your power back to you and starving the eating disorder of power, of any power. Because you are the one in control, you are the driver of your life, you are the master of your destiny, and you are a powerful creator. And you have 100% responsibility of your life. Okay, so I'm just being told by spirit to run brain imbalance activation. Balance the left and right brain hemispheres, the brain pulses, and also the parts of the brain that got affected by the food addiction. The nervous system reset activation. And finally, rise of the phoenix to integrate all of the activations. And one last Mother Earth activation. So please drink lots and lots of water. And listen to your body. Listen to what your body asks you to drink or take in, of course, in moderation. And then if you could also take a salt water bath to just help your body clear or detox. And don't forget to ground, fully ground. So in line with that, I'd like you to imagine that you're walking on sand with your bare feet, or you're walking on soil. Or if you want, you could also visualize that you're taking your awareness, you're visualize that you're a huge tree with your roots anchored down, fully anchored into the heart chakra of Mother Earth. Just focus your awareness deep, deep, deep down into the heart chakra of Mother Earth. So you could stay there for a while to just fully ground the activations. So when you're ready, you could call back your awareness back into your bodies, back into your seats, back to where you are, back into the present moment. You can move around, wiggle your fingers, stretch. You're most welcome. Are there any questions? You're most welcome to everyone thanking me. Thank you. Thank you to everyone for sharing the space with me, for letting me run the activations on all of you. So, yeah, it's 2 a.m., but that's okay. I had pretty good rest the night before. So I'd like to leave everyone with a line from Stevie Wonder's and Whitney Houston's song. I'm quite sure you're familiar with it. The greatest love of all is happening to me. Learning to love yourself. It is the greatest love of all. So with that, thank you to everyone and many blessings.